Hi friends, it's Dave from Southgate Imaging. So today I'm going to kind of step away from the Yamaha train for a little while and kind of go back to my roots, which was Seagull guitar. So what I'm going to review today is a Seagull original. So I'll walk through the model and the specific model I have, and I'll kind of give you a little history lesson as we go through. So let me grab that guitar. So here you have, this is a Seagull original. Probably about 4 years old, this one. These were redesigned maybe like say 5-6 years ago, and they became a little less plain than they used to be, but they're still a very plain guitar. These are high quality Canadian guitars manufactured in Quebec, and all local sourced woods. It's just a very sustainable kind of thing. A big selling point with the Seagulls is they're made with Canadian labor who are paid, living wages and healthcare benefits and this kind of stuff. So that's the kind of the big selling point with Seagull. I started off with Seagull. It was my first good guitar. It was actually a Seagull S6 Spruce Plus, it was called back in the day. And it is a wonderful guitar. It was a fantastic starting guitar back then. They were, I think I paid $249 for the guitar, Canadian along McQuaid. Great guitar, played it a long time, upgraded to a Larrivee and moved on, and here I am back with the Seagulls because they're that good. There's no question about it, they're that good, these guitars. So this particular model, I'll walk through it and I'll tell you how it's changed from the kind of the first S6 cedars that came out, and you'll get a perspective for what's going on here. So the basics with the original is a solid cedar top. Very warm sound. There's pluses and minuses of cedar. The pluses, I guess, you don't have to worry about it breaking in the same way you got to break in a spruce top. They sound pretty good right out of the box. They don't necessarily get better with age. They might get a little bit, but not like spruce, which in the first 3 to 6 to 12 months can really open up. These are open from the get-go, really. A solid spruce top. You got this is wild cherry back and sides. And what they've done on this model, like I say, it's been out for a few years now, is they put this staying on it, and the staying is just beautiful. My criticism, I guess, of the original was it's wild cherry, but it's just a clear finish on it. It doesn't look very good. Wild cherry is not the sexiest wood to look at. It's just okay. So that to me was a big improvement. It just gives it got the contrast between the front and the back. Whereas with the original, it's kind of all the same color almost. It really looks the same. That might be the look you're going to. That's fine. But with a clear staying, the wild cherry in the back isn't a looker at all. It's just wood. So, keep that in mind. They updated the pick guard on these. The previous pick guard was a little bigger, kind of a maybe even more Martinez, I guess, pick guard, very generic looking. These look a little better. They are, I guess, unfortunately, a little small. So cedar, one of the downsides of cedar is it will ding really easily. And you got to expect that in these. So the smaller pick guards just means it's just you have more space to ding up your guitar with them. Usually with the pick, just the pick will ding these things up. Especially the satin finish, there's really nothing to protect the wood. That being said, there's nothing to stop the wood from resonating, and these resonate like crazy when you're playing them. They're just fantastic like this. It has maple neck, 3-piece neck with a scarf joint there. It has the Seagull branded tuners, which I've never had a problem with really. I don't know if I get a good view of them or not. Seagull branded tuners. They've changed them up since the original as well. They look good. I've really had no problems. They're almost like no-brainers. There's really no reason to change them. And these aren't a guitar that people go and change tuners on. You just don't hear about it. The tuner's generally fine and they do the job. No one complains. So that's the tuners, the neck. Fretboard's rosewood and the bridge is rosewood. They have a tusk saddle and a tusk nut. The setups out of the box from Seagull can generally be pretty good. This one in particular, I bought used, and apparently it was set up at Long McQuaid a year ago. The setup wasn't bad. It has actually not bad condition D'Addario EJ16 strings on it right now. And these are good for now, but they're, I want to experiment with it. I'm tempted to put Martin Monell's on it just to see what the Monell's are going to be like on a cedar top guitar. I know exactly what EJ16 sound like on a cedar top guitar because I've had a few of these and this is what they sound like. To my ear, it's a bit, what's the word, harsh at times when strummed. And I'm thinking that the Monell's may quiet that down a bit. I'll let the secret out now. My feeling is these are just amazing fingerstyle guitars. You don't have to hit them hard with your fingers, and you get lots of volume. You get a good sound. They break up a bit with the dynamics break up a bit when you're strumming hard with a pick. So that would be my kind of, I'll let the cat out of the bag right there in that. And you may see that, and you may not see that in the playing examples I'll do shortly, but that's my opinion. One of the things I like about this guitar after playing a number of other dreadnoughts, and in the host right now, for example, I have a let's see, inspired by Gibson Hummingbird, which I absolutely love. It's a great guitar. I'll do a review of that soon. Different construction or whatever, but it's a larger, like it's a full length scale. The body is bigger. You reach around it. It plays well. It sounds really good, but they're just a different animal. This is a dreadnought, but it's probably as small a dreadnought as you're going to get. So if you don't want to go to triple O, these are not bad. They got a short scale, really good. Now, the Seagull Originals, there's like two models that are on the Seagull website. There's a Seagull Original and there's Seagull Original Slim. The Slim has a narrower nut, and for some people they may really like that. I started playing on, this is a 1.8 inch nut. It doesn't feel any bigger to me really than a 1 3/4 inch nut that you're going to see on a lot of other guitars. So I have really no adjustment going to this. They're fine with me. If you're starting out or coming from an electric guitar, you might find that the Slim fits you better. If you're a single fingerstyle player, you may really like these because they're excellent, right? So that's basically the guitar. I'm just thinking if I missed. Oh, the one thing I guess they do have is they have the right here. They have the extra attachment point for a strap, which is nice. Seagull does something kind of funny with those. They put it on the top of the belt here, and the majority of places they'll put them with a screw through the heel of the neck, and it's probably more solid. What they do with these is, if you look inside the guitar here, you'll see they reinforce the side and they put the strap on there. The 6 1/2 knows the other. I've had people say to me that they think that's just a terrible feature and it was really stupid. Well, that's what they do, and they've been doing it for a long time now. So, I don't mind having the strap there. It hasn't really caused a problem. I haven't had a guitar that I played out that I was wearing a strap that it caused a problem. So, your mileage may vary. That's the way she goes. So, like I said, a very resonant guitar. Value for the money, yes. They're not the value for the money they were years ago. Years ago, when I bought mine, S6 Spruce Plus, it was a $250 guitar. These have jumped up to like $850 Canadian, so with tax, it's a $1,000 guitar. In my conclusions, I guess I'll talk about what I see the competitors for this guitar, and you can make your own pick and see what you like. But anyway, let's do some playing examples now. Some of the stuff I always play through, and then we'll talk about kind of the concluding things and the competitors for this guitar. Anyway, here we go. So there you have it. Seagull original. The original is the 1 1/8 nut width. Very close to the original. The slim wasn't even invented until 10 years ago. These, at one point, all the Seagull guitars were 1.8-inch nuts, and they had to evolve to a user-friendly 1.72, which are generally called the slim. Some models now don't even come with the 1.8-inch nut. So if you like a wider nut, that's fantastic. I don't have particularly big hands, so I don't have any problem with the nut size on this. To me, this guitar is just like going home. I mean, I spent years just playing. I own one guitar, and this is what I played. And these are just fantastic. These things won't let you down. So let's just talk about, well, let's start with the playing examples, I guess. When I listen to the guitar, I hear a harshness strummed, and especially, like I say, with a more mellow guitar in the host, you hear it right away. There's some songs you don't mind that, and there's some songs you don't like that. So, you know, that's one thing on the sound. I think finger picked, I really, really, really like the sound of this guitar. It's nice. So, you know, it's a thing you got to get used to. Now, the competitors for this, there's some interesting competitors because these have gone up in price. So these things now are $850. So at $850 Canadian, the thing that comes to mind obviously would be the Yamaha LL6, maybe stretched to the LL16, which is all solid wood. You could, you know, there's so many in that price range, you know, like the inspired by Gibsons. I guess they're really up to $1250 right now Canadian. They used to be a $900 guitar not that long ago. They're a competitor, but it's a different guitar, right? So Chinese guitars, you know, you're going to get maybe better value and, you know, a more versatile guitar, I guess. The cedar is a tone, and you either like it or you don't. And I like it, but there are people that don't. So you got to keep that in mind. North American guitars, I don't know if you get another North American guitar of this quality anywhere, really. There really isn't anything. From U.S. manufacturers, no. Some of the cheaper Gibsons, but they're up to like $1,400. Some of those with the sound hole top. I don't even know the model name now. And to be honest, I don't think they sound any better than this. So as a North American value instrument, they're there. And this is an instrument that you're going to be fine as a beginner. You're going to be fine as an intermediate and advanced, even a pro player. Really, they bring a lot to the table, right? So there's a lot of value there. This one is configured. There's no pickup, so keep that in mind. They do have, I think, originals with pickups, but most people are going to throw a K&K in this and be done with it, right? There's like really good and expensive aftermarket pickup examples. And actually a pickup that I've had good luck with is the Journey Instruments pickup on Amazon. I put them in a couple guitars, and they're only like $75 or something Canadian. And once you're comfortable gluing the little things on, the little sensors on under the bridge, it's really not that hard once you get going with it. That's a good way to put a nice pickup in a guitar like this. It's a stage-ready pickup. It's basically a knockoff of the K&Ks. So they're a very, very, very good thing for that. So what I'm going to do with this guitar, you've heard it now with the EJ16s, which is standard. Basically, these come with they call them Go Down whatever, but they're just rebranded EJ16s. That's really what they call phosphorus bronze light gauge strings. My next step, I have some Monels coming actually from Amazon, and they should be here any day now. And I want to try them on this because I hear a harshness, and I'd like to kind of tone that down. Putting a new set of EJ16s isn't going to do that. It's going to even make it more brighter and possibly harsher. Very mid-focus guitar, and I just want to smooth things out when strumming. And I'm thinking the Monels might do that. I don't know. The jury's out. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to enjoy this guitar. It's a fantastic guitar. And I'm going to probably do a couple comparisons between other dreadnoughts that I have. I'm certainly going to do the comparison with this and the Hummingbird because they're kind of similar, but they're so different. So we're going to do that. And I want to start looking at some other obvious competitors like the LL6. The LL6 is the real obvious competitor. It's really the same price. Made in China. and there's some pluses and minuses to both. So I'll do some comparison videos like that. Let me just say though, if you're looking for a good quality North American made guitar under $1,000, you don't have a lot of choices, and this one is a really good choice. You could do a lot worse than buying one of these. I love them. Every time I see them come up at a good price, I pick them up for a while, and I really enjoy playing them. I never had a bad one, really. The only, I guess, I digress here. The only problem with these is you get a lot of new players pick them up, and they're not humidified, and you can have some humidity problems. So make sure you take a look at that. Seagull, the other thing, I digress, but the other problem with Seagull, I guess, is 15 years ago they changed to a set neck they use like a cement almost adhesive to set the neck, and they're a disposable instrument if you need a neck reset. So one of the things I would really look for in buying any Seagull is I would look for how much saddle height you have here, because if you have enough saddle height, you can have, over time your neck is going to come forward like this, and you're not going to be able to compensate for that with the saddle, and you're going to need a neck reset. These things nowadays are not good candidates for neck resets. They used to be a bolt-on neck, which is more similar to what Taylor does, and you just basically loosen up the bolt. I think you would say, I never did one, but the neck resets are a lot simpler. These things, you can't do a neck reset. So if you buy one and the action is just okay, not particularly low, and the saddle is low, like really, really low, I would avoid that guitar, because if that is going to need a neck reset down the line, and down the line just could be 6 months once you realize what you got, you're in for some pain, because it's not going to be a good situation. Don't want to throw you off a Seagull. It's just the way they make them. Key is, look at how much saddle there. This one has plenty of saddle right now, and this is going to be a great player. It's really not a problem in this case, and it's not going to be in the foreseeable future with this guitar. I just know that. So again, if you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe. This is the kind of content I do, and I enjoy bringing it to you. I move through a lot of guitars. You never know what I'm going to have in the studio next time. Anyway, like I said, have a great day, and any comments, let me know. I like talking guitars. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks, David out.